All right. All right. All right. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. My name is Bison, aka Bison Trades, over on Twitter. Welcome back to another episode of RareFUD Radio. On today's episode, we're just going to be talking. Not a whole lot going on in the ecosystem right now. Volume's down bad. Solana just still kind of hovering. It did semi nuke. It keeps going back up to 26, 27, and then just dropping down into like this 22, 26 range. So um just not a whole lot to report today. We're still going to have fun. We're still going to talk alpha. We're still going to go over projects and everything like that. In case you're wondering, Door is gone for this episode. Door is actually moving, not just across the states. He's moving to another country. So do me a favor in the chat, say thank you, Door. We hope you travel safe, Door. You're the man, Door. Anything like that as our boy prepares this next chapter in his life. But joining me, as always, is my other wonderful co-host, my brother in arms, JoeSol. Joe, how you doing today, man?
Hey, man, I'm doing great. Doing great. Wishing Dora safe and happy travels. And yeah, man, chilling. Not too much going on. Been able to get some stuff done on the new house and kind of relax. Been playing some spot positions, not even leverage, just because I'm like, I just want to have a little DGen, but not a lot. A lot of pressure. So playing some spot positions. No real NFT plays at the moment. Just been chilling with eyes on the market still.
Yeah, I mean it's true, and I was joking around the other day that I actually went on a listing appointment. I now have actual listings again. I'm getting involved with real estate again. Still obviously involved with Heist, but outside of that, that's pretty much my only exposure to Web3 right now. I'm still lurking, still on the timeline, still definitely checking out what's going on in the ecosystem, but it's just not a whole lot right now, dude. So yeah, I'm tending to Web 2 stuff right now, and that's okay. If you guys are listening to this and you guys want to be involved in Web3. It's okay to take a more passive role like I am right now, like Joe is right now, where you just monitor and you reach out to your homies, make sure they're doing all right. And yeah, dude, I just right now I'm doing renovations and selling homes and all the stuff I put off for a while because Web3 is kind of boring right now, man. There is definitely some stuff to talk about, but before we get into that, let's talk a little bit about what's happening in the market right now. In case you guys haven't noticed, Solana volume is down. It is way down. So looking at txo.com/stats, we go over everything. We're looking at 91K Solana volume over the past 24 hours. It is horrendous. Magic Eden at 47.78, Coral Cube and Magic Eden AMM at 17,000. Hades Swap at 14.66. Interesting note there. We are above 15%. We're actually at 16% with Hades Swap. Get into that in a second. Tensor at 5.25K Solana volume. And those kind of round out your top four. We do have Elixir also on TXO now too, which they weren't always on there at 2.1K Solana volume. We are starting to see a lot of Magic or AMM volume, Joe. And to me, that signals that a lot of people are trying to exit positions ASAP. They don't want to be in NFTs right now. They're just trying to sell their stuff. People are making collection bids, everything like that. Is that kind of what you echo as well?
Yeah, and I can speak from a personal side of that. Like, I just unloaded a lot of NFTs and I took a lot of collection bids, right? Like, a lot of them off the table, right? I would just take three or four of the highest ones and leave. And eventually those get eaten up. And, people come in with even lower and lower bids and then they'll throw them on the floor and try to flip. So, yeah, it makes sense that people are running to AMMs because that's the only way to get, liquidity for our e-liquid asset here. So, that's only, that kind of happens like the cascade event with liquidating loans, right? Same type of deal with liquidating AMMs, right? You start to liquidate the collection officer or the instant liquidity that's there, dry up the collection bids or what you have it, and now you have no liquidity anymore either. So it's kind of, and then you're stuck with e-liquid assets, and you try to go back and floor them, undercut, and then you're just seeing that across the whole board. And we have projects down 98% right now, so yeah.
Yeah, I'm 100%. And I also can speak from experience. I actually took an L on Summer Keys. I was really hoping they would go up to double digits, and they were a little bit below my buys. Well, some of them were above, but 3.6 is what I got for them, and I'm kind of sad about it. If you guys haven't seen the channel over the past couple of weeks, I've been bullish on Summer Keys, but um, one, obviously NFT volume down. There's a lot less interest in the ecosystem right now. So even with all these great mints that I think we have coming up, um, just a lot of people don't want to be involved right now. And then two, Atlas came out with Blocksmith, and I think Blocksmith just has a far superior product in my opinion. And this is coming from a collab manager side, although I'm not collab manager anymore for Heist. Please stop asking me for a whitelist. I don't have any for you. Reach out to Juice, blow his DMs up. I don't have anything for you. But on Subber, it just wasn't fun to manage. We kept hearing stuff about community managers re-rolling some of these winners into their alts. We kept hearing about how the UI UX is not great, which I know firsthand it's not. The Subber bot kept toggling whitelist spots. So like, let's say somebody won a whitelist on one DAO, if they want another whitelist with another DAO, it would basically just toggle the role. So they ended up losing their whitelist role within our Discord. It's just been a pain to deal with. And I know we are personally trying to go over to Atlas 3 as fast as possible. So for me, I'm taking L's right now, guys, and I don't care. I want soul exposure. As much as I was aggressively selling, like a month ago or so, I I'm definitely aggressively selling now. I don't want to be in a lot of positions, and honestly, I want to stay hyper liquid and really calculated NFT plays.
Couldn't have said it better myself. There's only a few Solana NFTs at the moment that actually look decent and, keeping eyes on them every day. There's about four of them right now. You obviously have DeGods and Utes, but that's because it's denominated basically in the investor's head within WETH or ETH. So I understand that paradigm, but I also see Galactic Geckos at an all-time high almost, right? Almost looking for price discovery. That's just a strong chart, maybe the strongest chart we have on Solana at the moment. Very, very strong. You also have Clanosaurus, believe it or not, between 23 23 and 26 Sol, man, is kind of stable coin at this point. It really is. As long as that listing stays under 500, I like them. I've watched that bounce from like 430 to 500 and just kind of range between 23 and 26. It's another one where people are kind of just holding. So there are some plays to be had right now if you have a little bit of a longer mindset. And you want to have a little exposure and not feel FOMO if one of these projects do rip. Because what happens, right, with like Bison saying, people are dumping their bags. We start to get liquidity and go, you know what? Let me just grab some of these, right? These are really good blue chips. Let me just get a little exposure. I sold everything, but let me take 25 Sol, grab a Klano, right? That happens in a hive mind effect. And then next thing you know, you're seeing liquidity drain from like 99% of the projects and then all come into a few, right? And then you'll see pumps out of nowhere during the bear. It's because of this action, right? This is like a effect that happens a lot, not just with this relative that I'm talking about now. So that's something to look forward to too, right? Some blue chip play, hopefully maybe some liquidity trickling back into there. But for the most part, just protect your bags, get liquidity, either run your spot Sol or play the USDC bag. So that's where I'm at right now.
Absolutely. It is very reminiscent of 2018 when we started seeing a ton of consolidation. Like, we all knew that 95% of shit coins were, well, shit coins, and we just didn't want to believe it. And then everything started consolidating. You know, you had Bitcoin. ETH was obviously going to be a winner because that was what all the ER 720 721 or ERC 21 token. I cannot get my numbers straight with our ERC 20 tokens. There we go. All the tokens were built on Ethereum essentially, or they were trying to start their own blockchain, and it just wasn't good. There was a few winners there. Chainlink, I've said, you know, historically, that was the one diamond in the rough, and I do think there will be a few diamonds in the rough during this NFT kind of consolidation collapse on some fronts, because we're starting to see it, and I think a lot of people should be aware of it. We're not getting any liquidity event anytime soon on Solana that I know of. You know, Bonk was our last one that just injected a ton of liquidity. People got euphoric. Floors were rising 2x, 3x, and everybody was having a good time. And it wasn't always going to last forever. A lot of people were going to pull it out of the ecosystem. And I expect the same thing to happen. I do think you're right, though. Utes and DGods, it's just really hard to ignore those charts. I'm curious to see what happens with DGods now that dust emissions have ended. I know they do have like a timer for like some sort of event in the next 4 or 5 days or something. They do have NFT Paris coming up with a huge party with them and Pudgy Penguin. So I don't ever worry about DGods. They've established themselves as such a brand past the token itself. But it is going to be curious to watch. Utes obviously it's one of the strongest charts in Solana right now. But again, denominated in other currencies. You bring up a good point with geckos. They are at all-time highs. The last time I checked, it was about 40.69, which is up from the 38 that I picked them up at. So, or at least for the NFT show. I already have my one gecko. I should have bought more. I was actually consolidating a lot of stuff and said, you know, I think there's a lot going on here. That Discord, dude, for geckos is wild. Those guys are insane. They have insane allegiance and community-driven passion to the project. That it's just a really interesting case study. And I think it would be another good case study of why I think royalties should be optional still. They learned how to incentivize paying royalties. They did. And they have higher royalties. I think it's like 8 or 10%. Like, they're high. But even I did. You know, I talked to a lot of the people over there, and they're like, yeah, you actually want to pay royalties. One does go to a goated team, gets you green listed, which is their kind of Solana VC arm that they will invest in some projects, and then also gets you staking. So for me, I was like, you know what? Why not? I'm still above water on that, and Solana's gone up about 3x. So I'm pretty pumped over here having a gecko. I think there's a lot of value with the geckos, and then Claynosaurs. Yeah, I don't see a world where Claynosaurs goes to zero. The potential of IP over there is just, it's too strong, dude. It's too strong to ignore, and I don't think it's going away anytime soon.
Couldn't agree more. And I'm looking at the chart now, and yeah, it's this, the social sentiments there and the technical analysis is there above 44 Sol, and this thing rips to 50, and I think it has that potential. I don't see why it won't be at 50 Sol probably here in the near future. And you always have these outliers in bear markets, right? Like last bear market, I remember, you know, when Matic was first on the scene, it was ripping when everything else was going down there for a while. And you have these outliers. So yeah, you always, you know, that's a good play. You know, you can kind of snipe these out sometimes. So But other than that, yeah, man, I'm not really looking forward to too much, except for a nice healthy list of some whitelists coming up, some projects that I have that I'm excited to mint. Honestly, I have a small bag of Sol I put to the side and go, this will be my flipping. I'm going to treat all of these mints as almost flips to an extent. There's some that I'll hold for sure, some that I'm excited for to hold. But I'm excited to kind of get back in the trade. I think a lot of people are feeling like that. So I'm hoping that everyone takes a little allocation. We all have some trading fun, and we bring a little bit of a liquidity event back to the ecosystem with some of these. Coupling the Heist, Bodalgos, Wolf Capital, Sandbar, Bastards, right? You have all these that are popping up. Hopefully liquidity kind of bounces around and we can have a little mini bull swing here.
That's my hope, right? Is I know a lot of people are scared of NFTs with tokens right now. And we're launching one. Nana will come with Heist, and I honestly think it'll spurn a lot of interest in this sort of style of game again. We don't have it on Solana. I do think Nana has a really strong shot of injecting some liquidity back into the market. I think a lot of people are going to have fun with the game, and I do think we are setting ourselves up for just filling a void right now, because I'm not having fun in NFTs. I know we talked about it before the show, Joe. That NFTs are not fun right now. Floor prices are not going up. You start looking at, okay, well, what does this NFT provide me? A lot of them don't. Cyber Samurai gets me access to Dojo VC. Always grateful for that. Still looting and remnants. That's always fun for me. I know a lot of people are, looking for new features. Believe me, once we get Rems reimagined, after we get Heist out, you will have plenty of content to go through. But it's just, we got a lot to wait for. And there's, with Utes and DGods leaving the ecosystem too, those are two of the strongest charts in Solana right now. So I'm not sure what is going to happen. I do think the plays you called out are the safest bets right now, but I'm hoping some more people come out with innovative stuff, right? I do love Wolf Capital. I think more NFT-fi knowledge, lending aggregator, really good art by some of the best pixel artists in the game is going to be a good one to look at. And Bodalgo's Soul Casino. I know everybody's talking about Soul Casino.
I forgot about Sol Casino.
I don't see it, bro. I
I
don't
mean,
see it
right
at
now
all.
we're kind of tapped out, right? People aren't the allure of making 20 Sol a week from holding one of these like you had before in the bull with all these other ones, rev share, right? It's just not there at the moment. I mean, if they decide to bring the mint price down, like below 2 Sol, maybe you could see something, but I doubt they will ever. So yeah, I'm not really even thinking about that. But like Wolf Capital, I think has a chance to bring in some ETH money too, just from the art side, because Scum, there's a lot of these big guys that are on this project that have made traits as well as a one of one. So yeah, that should be interesting play for sure. And dude, to be honest with you, Dust, I think there's a lot of speculation. There's no more emissions of this token, right? So say you have a fat bag of it, you're counting on it for a while, you're used to being DGods holder, you need it first off 3 or 6 to withdraw, stake, all this shit, right? It's gas. Then Dust Labs need it. You need to purchase a certain amount for all their productivity SaaS products that they're pushing, right? So you have all this, you have an uncanny event to come with, U points and buying U points, all these speculations. And then you have the 4 chain, right? You have Solana, Matic, ETH. You have all these possibilities of Dust being a multi-chain token. You see the same people ApeCoin used on their rise to a centralized exchange are in the same pocket as DGods. No longer do they even speak about it on Spaces. Not even a hint. So as a DGen myself, this is obviously not financial advice at all. That's a token that is interesting to me. $2 million total value locked right now. Like that's something that's like, okay, could I get a 5x, a 3 to 5x out of something? I'm looking at that at the moment, just because the speculative drive I think is there for it. But you never know. So it's super risky shit. But I just think there's a narrative to be had.
Yeah, dude. You were calling this like I cannot believe I sold my dust bag. I sold it for like a 10-cent gain. I was pumped about that back in the day, but I cannot believe, or not back in the day, before Utes, I absolutely cooked on dust. But this is such a strong chart looking at
Yeah,
it. And you've
it's
been calling it
crazy.
this at like 30, 40 cents, dude.
Yeah.
And it's all the way up at $2.34. One of the best trades out right now.
Yeah.
in that time, outside of like what bonk, I guess.
Oh,
But
dude. Yeah.
um, I,
220 was my main target too, way back when I first posted it. It was that weekly golden pocket, and it's just funny, man. SPLs, I like playing SPLs. It's so hard psychologically. You just have to set it and forget it with SPLs because they're so volatile and that you can't really get a true read on most charts anyway. Because like the strike price that you're going to get with slippage isn't really like the 36 cents that you're seeing on the screen,
right.
and people forget about that, right? So like it's all about getting in at a very good position of strength. So when you do go sell, you don't give a fuck about slippage. It's like
Yep.
whatever it is, right? Because you've gained so much. So, but with SPLs, all they really have to play with, the guys that have a little bit of money that are coming here and spending maybe $1 million a week on SPL trades, that all they have to work with is horizontals. That's all they really have, right? That's really truly all they have. So you just look for strong horizontals, set limit orders on Jupiter, and set it and forget it with these SPLs. Because most of the time they're not going to zero. And if you could catch them as strong supports, they're going to have their bounces. So
Yeah.
that'd be my biggest thing. I've been playing a lot of that lately, just even with Rollbit and a few of these other tokens, you know?
Dude,
So
Rollbit's been cooking, and this is Rollbit is my counter thesis to Soul Casino, right? Because I just why would you go anywhere else besides Rollbit? Rollbit is the most robust gambling dirty degen site ever. You have the biggest accounts in the world
true.
of like
Yeah.
shilling this, right?
Yes.
Gainsey, Pentoshi was shilling
Oh
the
my
coin
God.
the other day. Um,
Absolutely. And the
I
rake back, right? You're getting a
dude,
significant
the
rake
best
back.
loyalty
Yeah.
rewards program I've ever seen on anything. I mean, it's
Yeah.
incredible, dude. I was,
It is
I mean,
incredible.
I switched over my entire sports betting over to Rollbit
I don't
because
blame you, bro. It's
it's
all one
one.
stop shop. It's
Yeah,
easy.
dude, it's incredible. Well, it's also dangerous. I have to stick strictly to sports betting because like the other day I was finding myself and I was just like throwing $25 on roulette and I was like,
Yeah.
stop. Why
Yeah.
am I doing it? So if I just stick to sports betting, I'm fine because that's where my edge is. But
Yes.
everything else is gambling. If I stick to sports betting, I'm fine. But the thing is, it's so robust, dude. There is the most dirty degen stuff in the world. Their loyalty program's insane, and they have a token instead of an NFT, right? Like why wouldn't you? Why like especially when it comes to gambling, like, dude, have a token. It is way more liquid. You can make way more of it. You don't have to do mint or anything like that. It just for me, it didn't make sense. NFTs make sense. And I think a lot of people are trying to force NFTs on certain things. Um, dude, I don't know. Dual
No,
bots is
I
like
agree.
the only NFT that I think has enough cool games and stuff coming out that may be able to compete in like their own niche. But
Yeah.
I guess we'll actually talk to Eddie next week, and we'll definitely get
Sweet.
some insight on Klanos and Dualbot, and just talk to Eddie. Eddie's like one of the most fascinating people in Web3. So
Yeah, I
um,
just told him to start streaming on Twitch.
yeah,
I was
dude,
like, dude, you got to get out there, bro, because you're really good on. He was like, you think so? I was like, man, get up on Twitch, brother, and
bro,
get stuff going daily.
he's amazing. I love Eddie more than just about anybody else in the space outside of like you, Door, and some of my other homies in
Agreed.
Web3. He's incredible. He is one of the most genuine people too, and I fucking love him.
Yes, absolutely.
Anyways, yeah, I mean, I do think that Soul Casino just doesn't make that much sense to me anymore. Everybody will throw the it's on chain narrative out there, dude. Do you think like Web2 people care if it's on chain or not? They care
No.
about the most robust betting platform. That they're gonna
Yes.
go to Rollbit.
Yeah,
That's
absolutely.
just that's
And
just
they
how
want to
it's
be
gonna work.
able to put USD in too. They don't have a MetaMask or a Solana wallet or Phantom Wallet NFT backpack, right? They want to be able to pop on there, throw their credit card on there, and play some games, right? And get that nice rate back and all that. Like, and then they might be introduced to, oh wait, this is that easy to do this and that from there. So yeah, but they have both sides of the coin, right? Degens that know crypto, know this stuff, like it, and are willing to make it their number one choice. Then you have the Web 2 side that where they can still come in and use it as well with what they're used to, right? Like their Web 2 regular credit card pay. So yeah, I think that's a
It's
great point. Why force an NFT on this and expect people to come to you?
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly. And so really the only NFTs that are minting that I'm excited for, and we've already listed them, but I'm narrowing my list solely because of liquidity in the system. So I'm being uber careful with
yeah,
what I decide to mint. I'll tell you right now, here's the list. It goes Heist, obviously. guys, I'm on the team. So of course I'm gonna mint Heist. I'm gonna be sweeping Heist. Like I'm gonna be playing the ever living piss out of this game too. You're gonna see it on my RareFUD. You're gonna see it on my personal streams. Like it's gonna happen. So Heist for sure. Mad Lads definitely still.
Mhm.
I'm still very interested in the backpack ecosystem.
Yeah, definitely.
Been toying around with it now that I get an invite code. Super pumped about that. Thank you OSC, dude. You are a legend. Sam's
Thank you.
community always giving out. Yeah, just value in general. One of the best communities out there. So Mad Lads, Bodoggos, Wolf Capital, Sandbar. I'm definitely Bastards. I'm interested in. I have my mint.
Yep.
I may see what they're going to release on mint day or anything like that. I'm interested in Bastards. I'm definitely minting the one I do have for whitelist. Curious about secondary, but the other ones I'm definitely playing secondary too. And then I know I'm forgetting something else too. It's gonna come to me. Gaius has a library coming out. This has been teased by Immutable Edge, and I don't know when it's gonna come out. I don't have any details on it, but if Immutable Edge has been shilling this as his like top tier elite mint that's coming out, I'm listening. This Immutable Edge is one of the best mint researchers out there, and I'm interested. So if whenever I get details on that, that's something I'm interested in, but I don't think it's coming anytime soon. I already said
Yep.
Sandbar, right? I said
Yeah.
Sandbar.
Sandbar.
I think I'm done.
Yeah. Yeah. Sandbar, Heist. You got Bastards. You said, oh, Toonies. Very interesting.
Oh yeah, Toonies.
Toonies will
Toonies
be
definitely,
interesting.
dude. I love when people do one-on-one collabs and they have
Mm.
digital stuff. And I know there's some buzzwords in there, but I think Toonies is actually doing like a really cool
Yeah,
divestiture of
package. I
yeah,
agree. I agree. And
yeah,
like really good artists too. Like really
yeah,
cool artists as well. And so yeah, that's a cool one. I think we have what else do we have here? Oh, yeah, Mad Labs. You already said Wolf Capital. Oh, Motley Dow.
yeah, yep, yep. We
Motley
definitely
Dow.
we
Oh,
love
and
Ryan.
Kids. KYDS. I don't know if
What
you've
is
heard of
what?
them.
No, can you explain that to me? Because I've been seeing a couple of people, kind of start some
So
buzz about them.
very like stealth right now. Not much at all. Any type of real info on it except some sneak peeks of art. And I know like JS is a main advisor for them as well. And they're doing this is like they basically took pre-sale without any socials or anything like that. But I'm told that I think the whole team's docs completely, like fully completely docs in the US. I don't know if I heard that the artist is pretty predominant in the space. I don't know exactly. So that's the one that's very up in the air. I don't know too much about. I'd like to get some more info on them for sure.
Yeah, but and that's the thing, Joe, is like that it sounds cool. It sounds interesting, but unless I know it's going to be a home run and it's
Yeah,
backed by
the
people that have been in
liquidity's
the
not
ecosystem for
there.
forever, like I Toonies would be like the very end of my list, and then I'm probably just cutting the line off there. So I don't know, dude. Like I'm being uber careful with where I once was like going to mint everything because I thought a lot of things were cool. I'm just being uber careful with capital right now. And I don't even know what position is going to look like. I'm not going to be caught holding the bag on any of these. I'm not. And so I'm just being completely transparent with everybody. Be careful with a lot of these mints. The ones that we talked about, I have a strong conviction, strong feeling that they're going to do very well. Not financial advice. Nothing on this show is. We're just a bunch of bozos trading JPEGs. So um, let's get into some market headlines because there's actually been some really interesting ones outside of Solana. In case you guys didn't know, Coinbase is releasing their own L2 that is going to be powered by Optimism. And if you guys, that was the easiest trade of my life. That thing ran, dude. It's all the way back up to like $3 plus last time I checked, or this morning because I've only been running around like a chicken with his head cut off. But dude, dude, Optimism was a great call. A lot of people didn't look into when Coinbase made that announcement yesterday that they're releasing their own L2. I don't know how much I care too much, to be honest. It's build on base if you guys want to find the Twitter over there, but it's an Ethereum L2 that offers secure, low-cost, developer-friendly way for anyone anywhere to build decentralized apps. To me, this sounds like a bunch of jargon. This sounds like it is about I don't know, 3 years too late, 4 years too late. Like why haven't you been doing this? I don't think this is anything too interesting to me, but you played the narratives, right? And so maybe this is exactly the kind of narrative that a lot of people are looking for. And so I'm interested in trades. Ethereum, Optimism, those two I'm definitely interested in playing. Outside of that, do you make anything of this news, Joe?
Not really. No, their Coinbase market NFT market was a flop, and I think that they're just at this point trying to shuffle and slide into adjacent areas that they think they can steal some liquidity from, or at least prop themselves up. It makes sense if they're doing it in the bull, but like right now, it just seems like they're kind of like shuffling. So we'll see though. At this
Yeah.
point, I don't have anything invested, so it'd be cool to watch. I know like stockholders are probably happy because it's more speculative, right? And they'll probably have a price rise on that just because of the speculative nature of the narrative that's in play now. So we'll see how long that lasts. But yeah, you might see a good little pump on that. And they probably did that because they knew that would make shareholders happy as well, right? Another narrative, they need that speculative narrative to keep going. So yeah, I mean, it's probably a good net positive for them. But for us in Solana, doesn't really mean much.
Yeah, I don't think it does. And so again, I'm playing narratives. I'm playing any sort of copium for a bull market. This may be one to watch, but again, I don't put a whole lot of weight into Coinbase news anymore because well, we saw what happened with the Coinbase NFT marketplace. That was supposed to bring the next bull cycle or whatever, and it just never came and never did anything. So I don't put too much weight on Coinbase. I think there's narratives to play there, but that's about it. I will say another thing though, that caught my eye is Twitter coins. You guys, did you see this, Joe? You see Twitter's launching their own coins
I
that you can
saw
buy.
that. I
Yeah,
saw that. I didn't know if it was real or if it was like Photoshop.
yeah. I was kind of hoping that Salami was going to make it today. In case you guys didn't know, Salami and Shake were both supposed to be on. It's my fault for not following up with them this morning, last night. Been running around like crazy since Web 2 is actually kicking butt right now, but and Web 3 is kind of just me. But yeah, I saw Twitter coins being advertised, and that's interesting to me. I don't know exactly how it's going to work or why I even care to buy 200 Twitter coins for like $2, but if there's speculation there, you better believe we're playing it. So I'm definitely interested. I don't know if it's going to be my idea that it's going to be like, and this is why I'm not super bullish on it. Is it's going to be like BAT, which is the basic attention token, which is native to the Brave browser. So if you guys don't know, if you guys aren't on Brave browser, first off, it is the best browser. I love Brave. It's my favorite browser ever. Basic attention token came out. It made me so much money back in the day, but how it works is it's kind of like a little faucet. Um, you pay different advertisers to or content creators or anything like that a small amount. It's basically like a tipping mechanism, and then you actually get advertised in browser. Like you'll get a little pop-up that'll come up in browser, and the more you look at them, the more you check it out or anything like that, you actually get paid to have attention focus on those ads. So it's a really interesting ecosystem. I don't know if Twitter's going to operate in a similar vein, and if so, why release a Twitter coin? Why not just go with BAT? I don't know. It's interesting to me. Very curious to see how it all plays out. But Twitter coins may be the thing for the future. Keep an eye out for it, especially if you are a content creator over on Twitter. God, I hope monetization comes to Twitter. I will spend much more time on Twitter if they actually find a good way to monetize content creators.
Yeah, agreed. And give you an incentivization to actually put your time there, like every other streaming service does, right? Like Twitter should have the same capabilities. And I think people already have a huge following and they have to go find somewhere else because it doesn't have the infrastructure. So yeah, I can imagine how many doors this would open with a good royalty program or some type of incentivization for creators to monetize themselves and their platforms. On
Yeah.
the good old Bluebird app. I
Yeah, I
totally
know.
totally agree.
Well, I'm trying to figure out a way for them to justify Twitter Blue again. And I would imagine they give out
Yeah,
like, an allocation of tokens per month or something like that.
something like
Um,
that, definitely. I
because it's
agree.
for them, it's free money out of the air, right? I
Yep.
mean, they just create a Twitter token and ta-da, you incentivize people and people are like, "Oh, bro, I get like 200 Twitter tokens a month. Definitely paying 11, $12 a month or whatever it is now. Dude, it used to be $8 and now they already kicked it up and I still don't understand the point of it. I don't know why I still have a blue check mark by my name because I don't pay for Twitter Blue anymore, but nonetheless, definitely something to look after. I am
Yes.
going to continue looking after these liquidity events, though. We saw it with Bonk when we got injected with Bonk. We did see it with Blur. Blur absolutely helped Ethereum cook over there, but now they're running into the same problems. Um, I I do feel bad for ETH. I don't feel bad for the people that made fun of Solana for like, oh, wow, I can't believe you're doing 0% royalties and AMMs and these 0% fee marketplaces when all of a sudden now they're getting hit with those same problems. And now I don't feel bad at all to those people, but to the people that didn't see it coming or haven't looked at what happened on Solana, I do feel for them because they're about to get hit with the same thing. I think the Blur airdrop definitely cooked a lot of NFT floors. Like they did some of those things printed, dude. Like Ethereum NFTs were going ballistic. And I think eventually they're going to get caught up in euphoria just like we did. And we're going to see a lot of inflated floors. I did see on the other side too, a lot of these collection bids because they're trying to farm for season 2 airdrop of Blur. Dude, some people are just putting out mad money to get
Yeah.
and they just put it on these bids and literally people I saw something like 60 bored apes or something like that were sold and it didn't even budge the floor.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
that's
So I think it
insane.
was more than that. I think it was like 70 something actually.
Dude, that's nuts.
It was
And
like
you know what?
$9 million worth of Bored Apes, bro, and didn't
That's
even move the floor.
that's 4 times our entire volume for Solana. Just to put it in perspective for anybody listening, that's insane. And if you think that's good, you're going to get hit with it on the way up too. Like floor
Yeah.
prices are not going to budge when you're trying to sell these things or you want them to skyrocket. Like it's just going to be people taking advantage of these pool bids and these collection offers, and they're just going to swap them between
And then
marketplaces. You guys are going to get cooked just like
yeah,
we have been on Solana.
and you're gonna have these predatory people that come in, and what they do is they'll literally load a sell wall up, watch you panic out, take that sell wall away, buy yours, relist higher, and then just keep doing that. And then
They've
if you
been doing
can't
it
fight it because
forever.
you get so scared, and then you go look, you go, oh my god, there's 50 at 3.1. There's no way. All right, 2.8. And then they might throw another sell wall at you at 2.8, and you go, oh, okay, I'm going. And it's just that, and then they buy it all up on you. So yeah, it's funny hearing ETH people in their spaces freaking out about Blur and AMMs and things of that nature, like ruining floors. It's like we've been here, done it, seen it, lived through it, cried about it. Like it's just funny to see them, even though they have so much more liquidity and they're the predominant, king chain when it comes to NFTs, things just move quicker here on Solana. We see things quicker. We deal with things quicker. We just don't have the scalability yet because of the liquidity factor and the total value lock that we have here for our DeFi. But those are a few things that are easily changed. They're not like a infrastructure problem or a coding issue. Like it's more or less a liquidity option. That's marketing. That's things that can actually be changed. So I have hopes for us because it's not like we're locked into like a bad chain or where we have to break off and create a fork and like we're good. We just have to
Yeah.
work on some other nuances.
I mean, it's gonna have to happen. I would encourage. So there's 2 ways that you combat this, in my opinion, and one of them isn't even foolproof because we're seeing it with Yuga, but it's create a compelling brand. Something that I mean, we can knock D gods and Utes all we want to on Solana because the people just are bored. I think, but uh, dude, they created a compelling brand. Not just one, but 2. I mean, like Utes has got a plenty of attention. D gods as well. D gods being the primary collection, of course, but they created a compelling narrative. They're crushing AMMs and everything like that. Like AMMs don't even phase them too much. Now, I think they will be more of a problem over on ETH because there's just way more liquidity to soak it up. So be careful over on ETH D gods. You might get hit with the same problem that you're seeing over there. But I would say the other way you combat this, dude, I'm telling you, geckos are onto something. And I think a lot of projects should be going into that Discord and or messaging genuine articles or trap or any of the lead team over there and figuring out what did you guys do to combat this. Interesting stat for you. They have zero listings on any AMM that I've seen. I have not seen an AMM listing for them at all. Not Elixir, not Hades Swap, not nothing. I don't know what it is, dude. I don't know what they're doing over there, but that is helping with price discovery. That is helping with organic growth of their floor price. And they're the counter thesis right now. So I don't know what they're doing over there. I still
Do
haven't
you
figured it
think
out.
Bison, do you think it would be advantageous for someone like Utes, right? That literally has 16,000 day volume for Solana still, like, 12 to 16,000. Wouldn't it make sense just to have a marketplace for Utes like Elixir does, where you can trade in your Ute for a floor one, trade it, or instant sell it for this and have microtransactions like literally Elixir, but just a Ute marketplace or a monkey DAO? I know they've done it before, but it's just like if you have that actual volume and then you incentivize, like you get 10 Ute points for every sale listing, or I don't know, just incentivize a marketplace for your community if you have the volume. Like me, I'd capitalize and pivot and grab that. I don't know why people don't have that ability. Like, why let Elixir and all these guys front run you? If people want to come in and switch out floors for floors, why not grab a microtransaction from your community, or make it easier for them and incentivize them? I'm getting a microtransaction, but you're also getting Ute points back. Like this is, or
Yeah,
something of that nature. That's just
I
my thought. I don't know why they don't do that.
I think it's an interesting concept, Joe, because I'm kind of in the same boat with you. Look, right now, I think there's a lot of unnecessary hate towards AMMs. They're not the reason. It's illiquidity, right? There's not a whole lot of liquidity flowing in the ecosystem right now. If we go to Soul Sniper and check the buyers, we're less than 5,000. Like it's not AMM's fault. AMMs just make it way easier to get out of positions, so positions aren't going to move as much. There's not a bunch of FOMO. There's not a bunch of crowded trades right now because, dude, 5,000 buyers. These collections are 10K, 15K, or something like that. Like it's crazy. So
Yeah.
I don't know. It's wild to me. I do think you're right, Joe. Like, I think when you have the attention that Utes does, you definitely could get away with making your own marketplace. We saw it with
Yeah.
Monkey Now. You're absolutely right. We saw
Yeah,
it
and
with
you have guys on you have guys on salary already. That's a day's work. Yo, pivot. Let's get a marketplace. I don't know. I guess in times like this, I wish I would just see more innovation with teams. Like, why not try some things out right now that don't cost you money, right? Like that just costs you time. And I understand time is money, but when you're on salary, like said employees are, why not try some things? You know what I'm saying? So I agree with you. I definitely see us on the same train of thought here. So
yeah.
definitely me.
Man, I might actually have to take this back to the heist team if we can
Yeah.
do it. I mean,
Yeah.
well, we saw it with like DFK, right? I mean,
Yeah.
DeFi Kingdoms um, did the same
Exactly.
thing. They did everything in game, and dude, they
Why?
captured so much
And it's
value.
something with
Actually,
the heist, dude, is it makes sense, right? Because people want to play the game. It's like an in-game asset. They don't want to go to I don't want to have to play Harry Potter right now and then go hop on Madden to buy a Harry Potter wand for some reason and then that's how ridiculous it seems to me to have like a heist and then go to Magic Eden to buy a character to come load up on the heist game. It's like, no, dude, like I want this. I want to swap for that. Like, why not just have it in game? Like you can spend any type of SPL on any marketplace, and that's not hard to do. Like, yeah, pop in there. You want to spend USDC, so why not capture? Listen, back in my heyday, I did some nefarious activities, right? And I would never turn down change. A lot of people would, but if you got change and you got 10, 20, $30 of change, I'm taking it from you. Why not accept what people have in a time when there's low liquidity? Go find that liquidity. People have it. It might not be in what you want it to be, but there's systems out there, infrastructures out there to help you. So yeah, that's not a bad idea, B.
yeah, I need to take that one back to the team. See if we can get it built out. If not now, maybe in the future. But I at this point, like, look, if you want to guarantee royalties, set up your own marketplace. Like, if that's what you want to do, then you bypass the marketplace fee, and you just add, like, you could just make the marketplace fee your royalties and just counter in that way. And I think a lot of people would be like, oh, okay, like Heist takes 5% or something like that in game, but I don't have to worry about paying royalties or like it's all
Or
wrapped
going
into
to
one.
connecting to another wallet or listing on that
Yeah.
wallet. It's just seamless, right? And that's what you want
Yeah.
with a game anyway. You want a one-click type of atmosphere.
Yep.
Kind of
Yep.
go hand in hand, brother. But yeah, B, I think that's smart, man. Awesome, awesome
Yeah.
stuff.
Um, okay. Well, we can talk about all of this. I do think there's some other liquidity events. If you guys aren't looking into it, maybe I'll write up a Twitter thread or something. But Arbitrum and SWE, you definitely need to be looking into. SWE has been the one that I'm turning my attention to. If you guys are late to it, you guys just go to SWE.io and check out everything there. Go to the Get Started tab and start with that. Arbitrum, I will look into later, but I definitely think it should be on everybody's radar. And Joe, is there any alpha we want to go over before we wrap up the show? I know it's been sort of short, but we have one less co-host to kind of interject on or debate back and forth or, feed some ideas.
Yeah, no, I actually have to get out of here myself right now, unfortunately. But not any alpha other than if you want to play some SPLs or spot positions, sometimes they're better to do. It's less emotional and you can kind of test your trading thesis out. Set buy limits, set sell limits, right? And just play yourself, right? If it goes down a 2-3%, you're not getting killed. And if it goes up 2-3%, you're not getting, crazy money, but it kind of just teaches you how to trade. And that's what I'm doing right now in the time where I don't have a lot of time on my hands to watch trades crazy, So just
Yep.
practice right now, guys. That's my alpha and B. I love you, homie. I gotta get out of here. You're a beast. I'll see you Tuesday, big dog.
All right. Sounds good. Have a good weekend, bro.
You as well, B.
All right, guys. I think that about wraps it up for us. We will have some fun streams in the future, dude. I'm excited for Dor to get back. He will be getting back at some point, but right now he's in the midst of a move. So you stuck with me for the time being. We will be having some fun streams. I actually plan on doing some streams this weekend for the heist. My wife is leaving town, so I have the house to myself. I plan on doing some streams as far as variety streams, talking about NFTs, maybe playing some games, maybe giving out some whitelists. So if you guys want to, check out my Bison Trades channel. It won't be on RareFUD. RareFUD is solely for the show, right? It's solely for the show and our shorts. But the old channel we used to stream on, if you guys have been watching for that long, go check out Bison Trades over on YouTube. Then as far as Twitter, make sure you follow us on all of our platforms at Bison Trades, at JoeSol212, and at Dorian_W. And that is a 3 in there because your boy is cultured. And then at RareFUD Radio. We do post all the time. Please make sure to check us out and then make sure you're subscribed to the channel. Make sure that you are listening to us on our podcast. We are on Apple Podcasts and Spotify as well. Dude, seriously, we appreciate all your support. Thank you guys so much for watching this episode of RareFUD Radio. We'll see you guys on Tuesday for the next episode. Have a great weekend, y'all.